Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome to Victoria 3, as we're going to be starting a new series today with the Voice of the People DLC. So this DLC does not add much to the game. It's $14.99 on Steam. Most of the new content is added in the free patch, including the main feature of this patch and DLC, which is the new Agitators character role. So Agitators are part of the free patch, but the DLC, Voice of the People, adds 60 historical agitators to the game. In addition to that, the main focus of the DLC, the main thing they're getting besides a whole new UI that's kind of French themed, is that there's a lot of new content for France. France is the focus of this DLC. They got new journal entries, new events, a new kind of system that we'll be taking a look at in this Let's Play, because we're going to be playing as France. And I was on the fence about playing as France, because I assumed that other channels will be covering France as well, considering the fact that they are the focus of the expansion. No other countries really get much content in the DLC or the patch, because again, it's not, well, the patch is kind of large. There's a lot of balance changes, a lot of quality of life changes, nice changes to the UI. If you guys have played the last version of this game, which I had not, but if you had played the last version, you're going to see a lot of changes in this one. If you're like me and you did not play the previous major patch, then you're going to see even more differences, because that's had a whole bunch of changes to the game. But yeah, I was on the fence because I figured other channels would be playing as France, but really, again, there's just nobody else that gets all this unique content, and it just makes sense to play as France with this particular DLC. So that's what we're gonna do. I know there'll be other channels that will be playing probably the same campaign, but yeah, I feel like this could be a fun one. And there are three different kind of directions you can go with France as far as their monarchy goes. And of course, you could even turn them into a republic or something. So maybe there'll be different channels doing different options there for what we're going to do here. Before we jump in the game, I did want to show the settings here. So there is a new investment pool setting. This has not come with this patch, but it was not in that Japanese playthrough that we did before that last major patch, because that's when it was added, the last major free patch. And it's an autonomous investment pool. You can turn this off. Make it so that it's exactly the way it was before, where you directly control the investment pool. We're going to leave it on this one, and so we will not control that huge investment pool that allows you to construct so many buildings at one time. Now that will be under the control of Pops. They'll be picking what buildings to construct, and I actually really like it so far. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, but so far I'm liking it. But I haven't played a long enough campaign yet to really see. My little test playthrough before we did this here, I only played like 15 years, so I don't know how it works on 20, 30, 50 years, how well they'll be constructed at that point. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. But yeah, this is our settings here. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop on into the game as France. Now, another reason why I was on the fence playing with France is because we just did 2 campaigns as France in different Paradox games. So, we played France in EU4, and we have a CK3 series going on right now. I believe we're on episode 11, so if you like CK3, maybe consider go checking out that series. It's a roleplay one, and in that series, we are playing in the Kingdom of France. We're playing in Toulouse. So, it's in the south of France. But yeah, basically, this will be the 3rd French campaign in a row. That was another reason why I was kind of hesitant to do another French one. But that's what we're going to do, guys. So let's go get our tech selected. Let's just hop into the game. I'll show you guys some of the new stuff. But let's get the basics taken care of. We're going to go ahead and do a society tech first. I like doing these because they're a nice passive bonus. Let's go with the postal savings. And you'll notice that some of these techs are going to be different here because of the new mechanics, or again, some of these aren't new to the game with this patch, but they're new to me. And if you guys watch Victoria on my channel and don't play it yourselves, then they might be new to you. So you see that the farmers and shopkeeper investment pool contribution efficiency, that's a new thing that was added in that last major patch. And yeah, it's interesting because farmers and shopkeepers didn't invest in the investment pool before, but now they do. So a lot more Pops are now part of that, though they do invest a much smaller percentage overall. All right, so let's go ahead and go through different screens, take a look at our starting situation here. So we are a constitutional monarchy, and our current king is Louis Philippe Orleans. Let's go ahead, let me click on him here. It's not letting me click on him here. All right, so we'd have to go through here. It also shows the traits on that screen, but let's get him on the full screen here. He's 62 years old. He's a political operator and tactful, and this is his heir, Ferdinand Philip. All right, let's go back to this political screen here. These are the current interest group bonuses we're getting, but you'll notice this UI is completely different. It looks significantly different from before. And then you have the new agitators mechanic over here. So you can invite these agitators to your country. So in this case, we can invite Mazzini. And when they do that, they start a political movement. So in his case, he'll start a political movement to enact a presidential republic. So, you know, as before, when you have a political movement going, it makes it a lot easier for you to enact that law, or maybe it makes it possible if you didn't have that option before. If one of your interest groups in government didn't support it, then you wouldn't be able to enact that law. But now you can just invite somebody, and you'll have a lot of support for it, and have an option that might not have been available to you before. But while you have some bonuses from this agitator mechanic, they can also cause you all kinds of problems. There's all kinds of different modifiers they might have that may be affecting you and the different interest groups in your country. In addition to that, they're starting political movements, maybe ones that you don't like. Now you can exile any character, so that's kind of new. I guess that's something I haven't shown here, is that you now have this new way for interacting with characters. It's not really a lot of new stuff in here. I think there's a few, like setting up a royal marriage. So there's a few options, but for the most part, it's stuff that was already in the game. It's just a different way to accessing it when it comes to the characters. But yeah, you can exile characters as well. All right, so this screen, obviously quite different here. This is the way our interest groups are currently feeling about us. Our current party here, this in controls the Resistance Party. It looks like they got a coalition with the Republican Party, which is the Industrialists. So Louis Philippe, the Orleans faction here, which this is a new mechanic that we'll be looking at here in a minute. It's three different factions, monarchy factions here, who support somebody else, a different dynasty, for the throne. And so he's the Orleans candidates, and they're basically like the liberal candidate. And when I say liberal, I mean like classical liberal, not liberal as we know today. So think more along the line of like almost libertarian, maybe Adam Smith, classical liberal. So he's going to support the industrialists. That's the interest groups he's a part of. And yeah, he's going to support the industrialists here. But yeah, we got a couple different choices for what we're going to do here, and this is kind of a major mechanic for the game. So we'll be taking a look at that after we go through all these. Here's our laws. And what's interesting about France is they kind of have a very liberal policies already. And so we don't really need to make too many adjustments. We probably won't see as many changes in law as we saw in the previous two campaigns we did as the United States and Japan, where we had to get a lot of laws enacted to go the way that we wanted to go. Of course, with the U.S., we were going more liberal, while with the Japanese, we were being very, very conservative. So with this one here, I don't think we're going to make a lot of changes, guys. There'll be a few, and we'll talk about those when we get to it. But yeah, a lot of these are ones you'd want to already have, like the professional army's great. But there's a few adjustments I can see. This is a new law here, land reform. So basically they separated, serfdom, the situation on the land with the workers and agriculture. They separated it from the labor rights. So now labor rights only has these. And so I think that was a good choice. And I like that they did that. So that's the main change with the laws, but there's also new laws as well. So you'll see new ones here. With the economic system, industry banned. Yeah, there's other new laws that you'll see in here as well. Here at the outset, I don't think there's anything we want to change right now. I mean, yeah, look at a lot of these laws that we might have had some difficulty passing in other campaigns are already in place. You know, we already have professional army. We already have dedicated police force. We got public schools. We do not have a health system, but also can't enact either one of these. We'd have to go to charity hospitals. Yeah, I mean, we already have a lot of laws enacted that we didn't have in those previous campaigns. Also, you notice we have quite a few institutions already invested in. We're at level 1 for these 4 here, and then the education, we're at level 2. So yeah, we already have some investments in institutions. So a very different situation from those previous 2 campaigns. We're playing in Europe as well, so this is going to be a very different campaign simply because we're in Europe than the previous ones. You're going to see a lot more diplomacy than we saw in those ones. You know, USA, we spent all the time kind of doing our own thing here, industrializing and conquering, you know, the territory that the U.S. historically had, and we conquered more than that as well, obviously. But yeah, that was very much focused on industrialization, changing our laws, and all that kind of good stuff. While with Japan, you know, we kind of same situation. We're, you know, isolationists, as you'd expect. So it wasn't a lot of diplomacy and warfare and stuff like that. That's going to be a very different situation here as France. Also, we didn't really colonize that much as either of those two. Japan, we did a bit of colonizing. Of course, the USA, you colonize the American West. But yeah, with the French, we're going to be doing a lot more colonization. So we're going to have some focuses in this campaign that we haven't had before, and really just playing in Europe is pretty fun as well, because you got all these great powers here competing. So we looked at the politics, the budget. We're clearly going to need to get more taxes here, guys. So probably just go and start out with services, but probably going to want to do more taxes as well. I think we just go ahead and throw a liquor tax on there too. So we'll have some money to play around here. We will leave taxes as is. The other thing we need to do is take a look at our buildings. I'm sure there's a lot of production methods we might need to go through and change here. So let's just go through them and figure out, you know, we should probably start by taking a look at the prices, at least at the start here. Okay, so, you know, tobacco's pretty expensive. Sulfur, yeah, we got some goods that we might need to trade for or do a little bit of construction on. I'm hesitant to do too many adjustments here just yet because we haven't changed our production methods. But I did want to see what the prices currently are. And then what are we trading for? So we're exporting the furniture and wine. And of course the French people are obsessed with wine. I mean in the game, but I suppose probably in real life as well. But in the game they start out with wine, the French culture does, as an obsession. So they want more wine than normal. But I think we have a lot of it. We produce quite a bit of wine, so that's why we're exporting so much. And then we're importing explosives, hardwood, wood, dye, and engines. It looks like we're not producing engines. That could be a problem. Okay, so we might have to do something about that. But yeah, let's go and make some adjustments, see if there are any adjustments that need to be made. Again, I'm pretty sure there's going to be something here. So with the glassworks, we're going to leave them split for now. It might be something we want to change later. But yeah, we'll have one of them doing this for the luxury production. The other one doesn't. It's not seeing anything else here yet. Okay, so government administration. We clearly want to go to the standardized filing system. So that's going to boost our bureaucracy by a lot, and taxation capacity. Very helpful there. So I knew there's going to be something that needed to be changed. I don't want to go to gas streetlights yet. Not necessary. Probably not going to be changing ownership here too much in the beginning either. Let's go to the rural ones. So yeah, producing that wine, we will continue to have all of our wheat farms focus on vineyards. Looks like the livestock ranches have some adjustments, and we're going to go ahead and do so. This is going to produce more fertilizer and fabric. And this will get us more meat, but require more tools. So tools are probably going to become a problem. We'll have to get fixed here soon. And we are not, I just went right past these guys here. We are not using the soil enriching farming. We don't have enough qualifications for this, and it's going to cause a shortage of fertilizer. So we've got to get some fertilizer because we don't have any at the moment yet. So let's wait to change that up until we get the fertilizer situation dealt with. But we will want to do that. Anything else here? So it looks like we might be good for rural. Nope, we got the fishing trawlers. Yeah, we'll do that. Some more clippers to get more fish. Sure. So we'll switch that up. It looks like that's it. So we'll go to the development. get all the barracks changed up. I assume that those are like in colonies or something, but yeah, we want them all to have the most recent stuff. Do we want to switch over that? Sure, why not? Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we're gonna want to start with more construction centers. We don't have much construction yet that we can make use of, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at how the market has changed. Or you know what? We know we're gonna need the construction centers, so let's go ahead and do that first. So it looks like we have 5 in Paris and 2 over here. Okay, so let's build. We're gonna need, I mean, we have some money here to play around with, guys, so let's do 4 for now. Yeah, we'll do 4 for now. Maybe actually, let's do 2 more. We should be all right. We should be able to pay for that, hopefully. So we're producing quite a few of these. But yeah, let's focus on that, and that'll give like a week here for us to. And we didn't take a look at this mechanic. We'll do that in a second. But yeah, this will give us a week to get all the prices updated, so we know what we need to work on and invest in. So yeah, this is this new mechanic. You'll see a lot of new journal entries if you ever played as France before, which I have not. Before the DLC, I had never played as France in Victoria. Not Victoria 3 anyways. You know, I've done several campaigns as European countries, but not as France. Not Vicky 3. But yeah, you'll notice if you have played as France, a lot of new stuff. And this is one of the really interesting mechanics. One of the reasons why I want to play as them is that I believe it's an event here that's going to fire. And then we'll get to pick our preferred candidate for the throne. So I have to take a look at our interest groups in order to see this here. You'll see that they're each supporting, I mean, they might have different ideologies, of course, like in the case of the moderate and the reformer here, but some of them are supporting certain groups. So he's an Orleanist, our current dynasty, and he's a legitimist. And then there's also going to be those who support the Bonapartes. Well, that doesn't look like there's any currently. But which route we're going to be going, you already know, guys. Then I'm going to go with the Bonapartes. So I am very interested, and I have been for a while, in reading and learning about the Bonapartes. And not just the first one, but all of them, including Napoleon III, so Louis Napoleon, and all the way up to Napoleon VI, Napoleon VII. We did a Hearts of Iron 4 series where we brought back the Bonaparte line, and that was Napoleon VI, and I talked about him a bit in that, and some of the things he did in the war. So yeah, it's just really interesting, reading about the Bonapartes for me. So I definitely am going to be selecting to support the Bonapartist pretenders, because I actually know quite a bit about Napoleon III, and we could discuss it as we play as him, if we in fact get him in charge, which I know he's in the game. So there's a good chance we go with this. We should be able to get him as our leader, and yeah, we'll talk about him a bit. So that's the route we're gonna go. Now you can change this at any time. We're building up our surplus right now. I feel like there's probably something I forgot to do here at the start. Well, we still need to do the construction, but let's get some of this done here first, and then we'll get it set up. I'll give us some time for the markets to stabilize, people to trade for stuff and all that kind of good stuff. I guess we could do some diplomacy. That just reminded me there. We haven't done anything diplomatically. So yeah, let's go and start boosting opinion. Let's start with Greece, because I believe here's France. We start out with them owing us. Also, we're getting the Haitian independence payments. That's 5% prestige and plus 2,000 income. But yeah, they owe an obligation to us. There's 9 years left of that. So if we want to make the best use of that, then it'd be good to boost opinion. Because interestingly, they now tell you when they would accept, this is another one of those quality of life changes, good UI changes here, is they now tell you if they would accept if you used your obligation. I have a different marker there, so we know that they wouldn't accept here because they just don't like us enough. So obviously this is also because we don't have any trade with them. But let's say we wanted to do the customs union. So they would not accept. We don't have relations high enough, so we can't even send it off to them. But yeah, they wouldn't accept even if we used that obligation. So we got to get that opinion up with them. So let's work on Greece. I think that makes sense. Let's go ahead and begin improving relations there. Also with the United States, France has had a close relationship with the U.S. They've had, they went to war with them as well once. But yeah, we're going to build that relationship up. And then also during the 19th century, Russia and France, for a time, were quite close. Obviously, they also had some conflicts. They went to war in this period, in the Crimean War. But yeah, I think we're going to build a relationship with the Russians, because Prussia is clearly a rival. Austria is obviously a French rival as well, often been a French rival over Italy. Also, they improved this down here. Still could use some more improvement, but you now have message settings. So you can change, if how you get this and if the pause of the game for you. It's just really nice. You can go through all the settings. I've noticed that Paradox, at one point they said, we're not doing message settings anymore. They used to have it in all their games, and they went away from them. People are frustrated with the bothersome events. I've talked about it before here in this game. Let me just speed this up a little bit. Yeah, they just have like useless notifications that just like distract you. Like some of this we probably don't need to be aware of. You know what we need to do? We need to take a look at our interests and also set up our colonies here. I guess we'll do interest first. So let's set up an interest there. Also in Indochina. It looks like that's all we're going to be able to do for right now. Could take that one off and just see if there's anywhere else you might want to add. I didn't see we only had the one left. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's do Indochina. Yeah, let's go and get these colonies set up. So we're going to colonize everything in this area. Obviously, it's going to be quite slow here due to the malaria. The malaria modifiers make it very slow until you get a certain tech. Yeah, we'll just work on all these locations all at once. Is there anywhere else that we can establish colonies that we might want to? Not interested in being on this side of Africa. Yeah, nowhere else. I thought it was worth looking at there. So yeah, we'll get that set up. We got this event, very common event here. See all the time. So industrialists, just to see how they currently feel about us. That would result in us losing the bonus if we went with that. But yeah, we don't really want 5% of upper strand of pops to become a radical either. So we'll just do that one. We'll lose this bonus here with the production technology cost, but we're not even getting that production technology right now. So, but yeah, we're gonna finish getting these constructed here, so we'll have more construction to play around with. But here's the private construction. This is what they're working on. So at all times, your people are building things, working on iron mines, sugar plantations, and it's what would be most beneficial to those pops. And so they're going to build, things that they're going to make money from. And so it depends on the type of pops you have on what they're going to construct for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get some other stuff building. We've got the majority of these construction sectors finished up, and a trade agreement with Russia I think would be a good idea. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to probably trade with them a lot. Right now we already have 3 trade routes: exporting the wine and importing a lot of wood, and that's going to step up even more, guys, because I'm sure we're going to need it. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at good prices now and see what we need to construct. So iron, clearly a problem. Also engines is a problem. So probably should take care of that before we take care of the transportation. Okay, so yeah, we got a good idea of what we need to do here. And fertilizer is really cheap. Well, that's because we're not using it really. There's no buy orders here. We could trade, but I don't think we're going to do that, because remember, we want to use that for our farms, and we're going to need to get ourselves some chemical plants for that. We just haven't done so yet. So yeah, we'll just leave it as is. But with the wine, I can see trading that. I know our people drank a lot of it, and we already have 2 export rounds. So we'll just see what we could get productivity wise. Yeah, we could trade it off to Austria, but I don't feel like they deserve our wine. Let's trade it to the Swedes instead. Yeah, we'll do that. They bring down the price, or bring up the price a little bit, I should say. So let's go and get some stuff constructing here, guys. So we know that we need the iron mines first. And you can see that's, you know, our pops are already working on that. It's not surprising. Looks like we can do 36 there. They have a lot of labor as well. So probably makes the most sense. It's kind of hard to see. Kind of dark. But yeah, we're going to build here, guys. So let's build. There's also the locations we've already built up in. Alsace-Lorraine, but that's on the border. So let's not put all our iron mines on the border. How short are we on the iron? Pretty short. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, so we'll build, I don't know, let's get like 4 of these for right now. Because we have other things we need to build. Of course, we want to get those engines, so let's go ahead and work on that as well. I know we got that going. We can go ahead and unpause the game here. So we got 2 of those in the capital. And I think that's probably good for now. And then we'll start working on the trains and stuff. Groceries are kind of expensive, I'm noticing as well. And then the tooling shops, yeah, we'll definitely want to get some of those. We have a few. So let's just build one more here. We already have one. All right, excellent. So we could do some more construction. Let's just build up our balance a little bit first, guys. Because we will be doing some wars, because I was just about to talk about this. This is a new mechanic here. You notice we have the journal entry for the conquest of Algeria. So we're going to want to do this down here. Probably go after, I don't know which one we'll go after first. We have these 2 little ports here. And so as soon as we're situated on the economy and feeling pretty good about that, we'll go ahead and declare war and get that kicked up. It wouldn't hurt to wait until some of the great powers are in other conflicts, so maybe they don't want to get involved. I don't know if they'll try and support them at all on this. Yeah, we have this event here, French Constantine raided, and so until we conquer them, we're going to get these penalties here. And you can say rebuild, their day will come. Are we going to blame it on a general? Yeah, we'll do this one here. Yeah, you get all these penalties here. So yeah, we need to deal with them sooner rather than later. Not this soon. We'll give it a little bit of time. Let's kind of fix some of our problems with the economy and stuff. Build up a bit of a war chest. And we have a good gold reserves right now, 3 million. Let's just sort out the economy here, guys. Also, maybe we want to rival the British, because we're the French, so let's rival the British. So we're going to go ahead and do that, guys. It's going to get us some more influences. You see our influences. We're using a lot of it currently. Santa Ana was captured, so the Mexicans are going to lose Texas. And one of our politicians died. Oh yes, that reminds me. We got to make use of our new mechanic here. So one of the things you can do now is France is you can kind of like bribe leaders, get them, convince them to support your chosen monarchy. But you can't do that if they already support one of them. So you'll see that these 3 already do. So within our government, the only option will be this guy here. I don't know that you can do it with people who aren't in your government. We could take a look, but I think not. So yeah, we want to sway him to Bonapartism, and that does have a penalty. You get -2 for all opposition interest group approval, so it's not a free thing. It has a penalty, but yeah, now we've got that. And yeah, we'll take a look, but I don't think you can get these guys. Yeah, they have to be part of the government. There's also a cooldown, but yeah, we wouldn't be able to do it with them anyways, and there's no other options here. So you gotta wait for them to die and hope they get a different ideology, I think, so that you can get them on your side. So yeah, that conflict with Mexico seems to be over here. Texas is going to become part of the United States. It doesn't always go down that way, but it typically does. And you see that Britain's already getting started, kicking it up as usual. Losing a little bit of money here, but it's not too bad. Yeah, I don't think we need to do anything with taxes. I think we're pretty good. We're using the majority of our authority. We have a little bit. Could spend the rest of it, I suppose. Bureaucracy. Could send that as well. How much would it cost for an institution? It's 333. So yeah, it wouldn't have much. Yeah, we'll just leave it as is, guys. Let's just work on the economy a bit here. Get this, some of these prices sorted out. And with the iron, the engines. Maybe at the beginning of the year, next year, 1837, we'll get this war started. We don't even need to really do anything for this war. We already have a good sized army here. We do need to eventually work on the fleet because obviously our rival here, Britain, has a much larger fleet. That's something we'd have to work on. We got the munitions industry completed here. So let's go for the rifling bonus. I generally prefer the research bonuses. Might need to get some universities going as well. I don't know how we're doing. I didn't even bother to look when we were in there. Yeah, we could definitely get some universities going and step that up some. So we can research a little bit faster. One thing at a time, guys. Get these iron mines, motor industries, tooling workshops, all that kind of good stuff first. And then we'll want to take care of... Yeah, let's go to the industry here, because we're going to want to get some chemical plants. Let's do it in Brittany. So we got 2 of those constructed. Start working on that. This is another thing that's really cool. They now show the state modifiers when you're in this, when you're building. So like coal, this is where we're gonna want to get our coal here. And you could see that before, you know, in the game, but you had to actually like click on the state to see it. Now you see it when you're constructing, so you can see all that bonuses. Just a lot more that you can see anyways. I mean, you just look in here and we can see like the infrastructure, which is fantastic. This is now not number of peasants, it's the amount of available labor. So it shows both the unemployed and the peasants. And then there's like a check for whether they have the qualifications or not. So you see that all from here. So just much better overall. Again, some of these changes were added in this patch, some of them were in the last major patch, but I hadn't played Victoria. I had kind of stepped away from it and playing other Paradox games. And so yeah, I kind of missed all these. So it's interesting coming all into it at once here. Still working on boosting opinion here. And yeah, we're doing great economically so far. We could even build... Well, we are about to go to war. Yeah, let's just let it stay at the surplus for now. We do have a low standard of living here. Clearly a problem. Did we want to trade for anything? I talked about trading away stuff, but we didn't talk about if we wanted to trade anything. We do got cheap coffee here, but not really much to play around with there. Prices seem to be pretty good here. Nothing's too cheap. A lot of stuff's too expensive, though. Not too worried about the art. I'll take care of that eventually. But yeah, a lot of things are too expensive. Maybe trade for the groceries for right now. Don't really want to deal with that. Yeah, let's start an import route here for the groceries. It's not really all that productive, but I mean, it's not even really gonna help that much, honestly. I'm surprised. Just groceries are expensive everywhere, probably. Yeah, so that's not really gonna help us all that much, honestly. Probably wasn't even worth doing. And we're already working on getting that iron solved. Same thing with the motor industries. So yeah, we'll just build up this money a little bit, and then we'll go to war. Raising concerns, another frequent event. And let's go with, I guess we'll take a look at them, but we're probably going to go with the industrialist. This would give you the modifier, which that would be helpful because that's the tech that we're currently working on. Yeah, they're already happy. Okay, I thought we'd go with this one, but you know what? Let's go with this one. It makes more sense. Do we want to change up who we're like supporting with the interest groups? We're currently suppressing the intelligentsia. We'll probably keep that as is. Do we want to boost anybody? I kind of want to boost the armed forces, honestly, especially because they're Bonapartist. So let's go ahead and do that. Although, we can't do so. We don't have the 200 authority. Okay. We just don't have enough authority. We'll have to wait. And the industrialist guy retired. So let's take a look at who the new one is. Doesn't matter, he's overly honest. All right, I was hoping we could change him over to our way of thinking here. Support our candidate. but unfortunately, that was a no. We could not. All right, so we're in the new year. Let's go ahead and get this play started to get this first state conquered. Could go after this one first, but then you'd have to do a naval invasion, so it makes most sense to go here since we already have provinces here. We're going to start it up against them, and you just see the difference here with this playthrough already. You know, Japan, we didn't do any wars for pretty far into the series, and then USA, you know, we had the Mexico one, of course, but took us a while to have some conflicts. Let's go to interactions. So one interesting change is you can now see diplomatic plays that you can't do. Before, these weren't even available to see, so you couldn't like hover over them in order to know why you can't do that diplomatic play, and it resulted in a lot of confusion sometimes. Just like, why can't I do this diplomatic play? You just didn't know what was going on there. So that's another nice change I really like. Yeah, let's go and conquer. As far as which state, I guess we'll just go after this one here. It doesn't really matter because we're going to go for both. This will give us that 17 infamy. I was wondering if we wanted to finish up with Greece first, but nah, let's just do it. Let's just get it started, guys. And yes, let's go ahead and add in another war goal as well. And hopefully they don't pull anybody into this. I like this to be a nice, quick conflict here. Here's another change. So no longer are you stuck to just one primary demand. You can now make the secondary demands primary as well, though it does cost some of your maneuvers. What's interesting about that is no longer can a country just give you your primary war goal and get the peace treaty, get the truce with you, and so basically just they keep on just giving in to your demands, and you're just getting them state by state, and it's taking forever to conquer them because of the dang truces. We can't do that anymore so easily. If you make that a primary and then they give in, then they're going to give you both of them, which of course they wouldn't do in this case if we did that. They'd never give in because that would result in them getting annexed. I mean, they're not going to give in anyways. We won't mobilize our troops just yet. I think it's a little bit early. I don't need to pay for them that long. But I assume we will have to fight this. I don't know how many troops they have. Sure, it's not many. 20. Maybe up to 24. Okay, we'll take a look at our army in a minute. Let's just take a look at this diplomatic play and see who all might support them. The Spanish are leaning towards supporting them, so we might have to fight them. Yeah, potentially might have to fight them. Constantine declared their neutrality, so they're not getting involved. The British aren't either. That's who I was most worried about, was the British getting involved. I'm not at all worried about the Spanish, though it does mean we got to mobilize more troops to defend our front, so hopefully they don't come in. It'd be best if we could do this without anybody else getting involved, honestly. Just make it a nice, small, easy conflict to get this conquered. And once we do that, the next one is this one, though we'll probably take a little bit of time to burn off the infamy. Not let it get too high here. Maybe right there. I don't think it'll take too long to get the troops to the front and situated or whatever. Yeah, we should be good to go here. Alright, so they've got all their troops mobilized. Let's go and take a look at our guys here. So this is our main general. He's a field marshal. He's got 75 units. Let me see who's all still available. So there's 30 there. But yeah, we don't need to mobilize that many troops. That's a bit much. So this is the France HQ, so that would be the one that would be split up a little bit if we put another general there. But yeah, you don't need to mobilize him. That's far too many. We got 15 here, but that's not going to be enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and recruit another general for the France HQ, and we'll see what we got available for us. Another interesting thing is that there's a little notification here for historical characters. I just happened to notice that wasn't there before. Here we got an experienced offensive planner, political operator. He's reckless. This is an offensive planner who's not as good, but he's a pillager and cruel. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with the reckless guy. And so he'll have charge of 20 units. And that's probably enough with the 15 for these two fronts. Yeah, that looks pretty solid. So that's who we're going to bring, guys. So let's bring him and him. And then we'll have him advance the front from here. And the Let me just see where their units are at. So there's 10 there, it looks like. Okay, and 12 over here. Well, that's fine. And then he'll advance front from over here. Could have flip-flopped those, but whatever. It just means we'll be able to advance easier from here. But they're having some interesting changes with warfare. Overall, it's a lot better. Some of my main issues have been fixed with it. The fronts don't split as terribly. They seem to be better about moving around in them. I don't know. It just seems to me to be better. I know they made some adjustments here. It just seems overall to work a little bit better than it did before. Then also you can now set objectives, strategic objectives, so you can tell your generals to go towards a certain point. So that's awesome. They had talked about adding that, but yeah, they didn't have it last time we were playing. So yeah, our troops will start moving over here now. We'll start advancing. Which overall, the warfare works more the way you'd expect it to. It's just better. I'm excited to see what other kind of changes they're going to bring here. You see our offense is far higher than defense. Again, this should be an easy conflict since they didn't get any support from other countries, any great powers or major powers. Do we got an election coming up? We do have an election coming up. So now there's a new party here. Oh, there we go. Another popping up here. It's got the Democratic Alliance with the Industrialists there. I thought they were already in one. But yeah, it just works a lot better. Just the UI is a lot better. Like it shows you those that were demoralized, so the ones that retreated. It just makes more sense. You can kind of watch it. You can just watch this and know what's going on better. These can be changed now in a battle. Before, when a battle started, whatever modifier they had, whatever battle condition they had it for the whole time. But you can see there it has a little will change on or after June 21st. So it changes in battle now. That didn't happen before. So yeah, just overall the mechanics just so much better. And again, the generals seem to move around a little bit better. I'm glad they improved this because I found warfare to be not fun, to be tedious. So the British did lose Hanover. King William IV has died, and thus they now have Victoria, Queen Victoria, namesake of this game and the Victorian Age. We'll take a look at this event here. But yeah, it's just much better. So we see our meter here is going up because we have somebody in government who's supporting it. I think that's what's necessary for this to build up. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's how it works. And so of course we have the armed forces supporting the Bonapartes. And so our options here would result in us losing some of that. So you can either go with this one, it's set back by 15%, or go with this one, it's set back by 5%, but they lose political strength, which we don't really want that to happen either. We just have to go with this, guys. It's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. But yeah, the warfare system greatly improved. I now don't hate warfare. Because I was just at the point, like, it was just too tedious. It was too much micro. Again, the system was supposed to help reduce the micro, but it felt like it did anything but that. Because you had to babysit your damn generals because they couldn't handle the changing of fronts and stuff. They just had a lot of issues, and the fronts were constantly changing because you get little situations, little pockets that are created, and they're just constantly moving around. And it's not that that's completely gone. It's not completely gone. You still got to deal with it a bit, but they're better at it. The fronts don't split as often, and when they do, the generals are a little bit better about going to the right place. But still some babysitting, but nowhere near as bad. So definitely improved, guys. So glad, because now warfare, I don't hate doing it anymore. I don't feel like I have to avoid it because it's so tedious. But we got an event here. Commander commends the Civic Coalition. So I'm not going to pronounce certain French names because I have no idea how they're pronounced. I mean, I could try. It'd be like Cheng Garnier. Probably Cheng Garnier, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But unless I've seen a French word before and know how it's pronounced, then I don't know. French is a difficult language for me. I don't know if it's because I'm American or just because I suck at pronunciation in general, even of my own language. But yeah, I've always had trouble with French. So if I mispronounce anything, feel free to post down in the comments and correct me. I always say this for the French series, or really any series where we're playing with a a country that has a different language than English, just correct me down in the comments politely, and I'll try my best to pronounce these French names and words and stuff. But he's made public statements in the support of the Resistance Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. So this is the event we've seen in past playthroughs here. He can say what he wants, increases momentum to the Resistance Party, which they're the ones in government, so probably want them to do well in the election. Reprimand him. Yeah, we don't want more radicals. Or he can become the leader of the armed forces, which probably don't want that. We just ride the current leader, and he's a legitimist, so yeah, that would not be good. So, let's do this one here. Get that increased momentum. Clearly the best option for us. So we're still building, and we actually are earning money still. I thought, with the troops mobilized, I know we didn't mobilize a lot of troops, but I thought we'd not be building up anymore. So we could actually get, I don't see why we wouldn't want to, go ahead and get another construction sector going. And let's go with, trying to spread these out a little bit so we get some bonuses. But we are going to build a lot in the capital, so we'll get another one there. And we should probably take that up to make sure it gets done first. And the United States wants a trade agreement. Are we even trading with them? I mean, we have to be trading something with them, or they wouldn't be able to send that. Yeah, they're just trading for the wine. I don't know about all that. Yeah, let's decline that one. Because remember, there are good things with trade agreements, but there are some negatives as well. So you don't want to just accept it with everybody. I already got the trade agreement with Russia currently. I think that's fine. So this war is just about done here, guys. And you can see I haven't had to move the troops not one time. I know it's a small conflict with a small border, but still, yeah, we haven't had to do anything. They've just been fighting on their own, which is what the game's supposed to do. That's the way they said they designed it. It's supposed to be hands off. But yeah, it's going well here, as you'd expect. We are far better than they are with our technology, and so we have significantly higher offense than they do defense. Well, yeah, just overall the whole thing's just cleaner and clearer. I like it. Glad they focused on improving that part of the game. Artillery is kind of expensive right now, but not enough to warrant doing anything about it. We do have a decision about what's this? Oh, okay, the Suez Isthmus. All right, we're not going to do that just yet. That's for the Suez Canal. France played a very significant role under Napoleon, actually, with the Suez Canal, along with the British. So we did win this. They capitulated, and now it is ours. All right, excellent. So we could go immediately into conquering Constantine, and then we also have to take this one too, I suppose. So we could go straight into conquering them. Let's burn off this infamy a little bit, and I'm trying to do it Greece as well. We can wait. It's not like we're not doing anything. We're colonizing, and we're building up our industry. And so yeah, we'll focus on that for now. Yeah, our military, raising up just a few troops there. It's not too expensive. Resistance Party won the election, as you expect, 73.4% of the vote. So they did pretty well. Let's take a look at our legitimacy. It's now higher than it was before. It's at 97. So getting those bonuses there. Gonna get more loyalists per month. Faster enactment time. Of course, we're not even working on any laws currently. But again, there's just not really any laws that we want to work on at the moment. One thing to notice, we have this free government reform, so let's just take a look at this. We won't be changing anything. But yeah, they have this interesting kind of quick select option here to get the best legitimacy. So you no longer have to play around with it so much, bouncing parties and interest groups out and in to figure out which one results in the best legitimacy. It just tells you. So that's nice. I mean, we already have the highest legitimacy, so this would be the second best option, which is to take the industrialists out. We don't need to change anything. We have fantastic legitimacy with a lot of options available to us and stuff for laws if we wanted to change any of those. So yeah, we won't be making any adjustments. A lot of radicals currently. Yeah, a lot of radicals right now, unfortunately. That's fine. We got more loyalists than radicals, though. That's what matters. So yeah, we'll burn off infamy for a little while. Take care of that. Continue boosting opinion with the Greeks. And then we'll see if we can't do any of these interactions with them. Right now, they'd be willing to form an alliance with us. Maybe protect them from the Ottomans. I'd prefer to do something else, though. I think it's plus 50 boost, so negative 59 is not quite good enough here. Alright, we just gotta continue boosting the opinion. Get them up a bit higher. Maybe we can get them to accept the customs union. I'd like to do at least that. But yeah, we want to use this obligation because remember it only lasts 10 years. So you don't want it to just, disappear without utilizing it. So we're currently working on getting those chemical plants. Once, you know what? I guess we'll finish. We'll let it finish up. And these are over here, which reminds me, because we got this new territory, we're going to need to change up everything. But there's actually a button somewhere. I don't remember where it is. So we're actually just going to have to look through all these. Reset production methods. So this is pretty cool. And so when you reset production methods, I don't think we need to do that one. Yeah, that's just the last production. It changes all the production methods to the ones that the rest of your buildings have. And so when you conquer new territory, you no longer have to go through all your production methods, or, go through all the buildings to fix them, or do it through the building screen. You can just do it with an easy click of the button. So that's awesome. Seeing what we got here. Did we not switch yeah, we must not have switched those over yet. So let's take a look at that real quick. Oh yeah, philosophy department, we didn't move to that. So let's go ahead and do that. Should have already done it. I didn't even notice that it wasn't changed up yet. If you see any ones I haven't changed here yet, guys, let me know. Might have been some that I missed in here that need to be changed up. But yeah, that will help. Also, we'll get that completed, the philosophy department, and that'll give us that 25% university building throughput. So that'll all be helpful. Also, we need to build some stuff. So let's go and take a look at the market. So we know we want to switch these up to start using fertilizer now. So that's going to result in grain being super cheap. I don't know if we'll want to trade it or anything, but yeah, let's do that. I assume that fertilizer will now become really expensive. Maybe not. But let's go and start working on the rails now. So France does not have an impressive rail network. I think they even started with less than this, perhaps. But yeah, we got... I mean, it doesn't even connect here. Not that it has to, but yeah, we're going to make it connect. I'm just going to do a little rail line that goes all the way down here. Just because I want it. Going from Normandy, I don't know, all the way to Mediterranean. So we're going to do that, but we should probably be building these where we have low infrastructure. Yeah, like here you got low infrastructure. So we're going to build a ton of these. Because as you guys see, the transportation's really expensive currently. I suppose we could sort this by infrastructure, but I guess that also include some of our other our colonies and stuff. So yeah, I suppose this is probably the best way to do it, honestly. All right, yeah, that's good. Did we build one here? I think they're already building one there. Yeah. All right, excellent. So we'll take care of that. And yeah, you can see we do have problems with the fertilizer. Okay, so we need a lot of that now. Let's go ahead and import some for now. I don't really want to trade with the Belgians, but yeah, we're gonna have to trade with somebody who's an enemy. I mean, we could trade with the Americans, but productivity is low. So yeah, we'll just do that for now until we can get some of our own set up. I'm trying not to trade with enemies and stuff just because I don't want to, but we're gonna have to trade a little bit because that's too damn expensive, so it's gonna hurt our farms. So yeah, we'll definitely want to get some chemical plants. Because yeah, I didn't build enough to supply our needs there. So let's just go up to 3 here. And these are granting 90. That won't be quite enough, but it'll definitely bring the cost down significantly. And we won't have the shortage anymore. In fact, the trading might be enough to, once those routes really get set up. Yeah, that seems to be good. So this is isolated over here. It's not part of our market. I really don't feel like it's priority to deal with that right now, though, to build a port over there. We'll deal with it later. I'm not too worried about it. All right, so we might want to prioritize at least one of these. Yeah, we'll put that right there since this railway is just about done here. Oh, wait a minute. Britain's moving into Indonesia. Yeah, I suppose we're not going to get too much involved with any of that stuff over there. Not yet. Yeah, let's just focus on building up. We're the number 2 great power here. We start out as the number 2. And unfortunately, our Bonaparte just died. I guess we'll see if this goes up without him. I'm kind of curious if it does. Can you see if it's going up? Let's let a month tick by. I just want to see if it goes up. Alright, so we got the postal savings. So let's go and get the next one. Could do modern sewage. But I think we're going to move into production now. Could do a military one as well if we have anything that gives us a immediate bonus. See, I like field works. So that's 27 months. These are 27 months. What about the production ones? They're 27 months as well. So are we not getting any modifiers? Or are they all getting a modifier? Looks like, yeah, we get the military one. And we're getting, yeah, we're just getting all of them. I see. I was like, how are they all exactly the same? Because we're getting the bonus for all of them. So could go ahead and get something in production. Maybe canneries will make sense. I don't think we're having problems with steel just yet. Let's actually go for that military one real quick. That'd be useful. Why not? Let's get that one knocked out. And hopefully you should be able to keep the army happy. Let's just take a look who took over, because yeah, we're gonna have to bribe him because he's a moderate. Oh yes, that's right. I wanted to see if this goes up without anybody in the government supporting. Currently hasn't gone up, but let's let the month tick over. I mean, it's by week. Yeah, it's not going up. So it is based off of having somebody in the government. That's what I thought. So let's go ahead. Jeez, that was bugging out. Let's go ahead and try and bribe them, but we gotta wait for the cooldown. Okay, so we're not doing nothing. Unfortunately, the guy we bribed died too quick. That's a shame. So now we won't be able to do it until 1841. So that's a while to wait in Victoria, because, you know, it's only 100 years in the game. That's all you got, so yeah, that's kind of a shame. Because I want to get Louis Napoleon in here as soon as we can. Because then we'll be able to start, we'll start talking about him, and we'll be able to start doing some different things based on what he did. And we're not going to try and replicate history exactly or anything like that. Looks like Austria was improving relations with us. Still working on the Greeks and the Russians. Seems that we finished with America. Is there anybody else we might want to improve relations with? Maybe Spain? Yeah, let's boost relations with Spain. Currently, we have poor relations with them. I don't need beef with them right now. We're not going to go conquer them. If we advance anywhere, it'd be against the Belgians or over here in Italy. Now, Napoleon historically was friendly. Louis Napoleon III, was friendly with the Italians. He actually helped them unify Italy. He even brought an army in there and helped them out. And in return for helping him, he got control of a lot of this territory here. He got Savoy and part of this. Unfortunately, in the game, that doesn't happen that way. If you help them, you can't get any there. You can't just take their territory. So that's kind of a shame. There should be like an event or something for that, so France can get this territory if they help the Italians, like in a unification war or something like that. But yeah, I don't think there's any options like that. I don't know though. Maybe they added something for it. This DLC is focused on France, but who could say? Who could say what they added? I did read the developer diaries, but that was a little while ago. So we got them loyal now, fully loyal here, so we're getting the offense and defense bonuses. So that's fantastic. Just taking a look at our great power ranking here, where we are at on GDP. So we are definitely, you know, behind the Russians and the British. So need to get caught up there. We're still number 2 though, due to other factors. The Russians have such a low standard of living, of that high population. Yeah, we got the higher prestige. So we're sitting at the number 2 slot. Where is our infamy at? It's at 12.4, so we burned off a lot of that. And we're not improving opinion with the Greeks anymore, so let's just contact them and see what we can get here. Because, yeah, I wanted to... So now, we got it high enough that they would be willing to come into the customs union, but you notice it looks different than the thumbs up or the thumbs down. That means that we have to use the obligation. So that's pretty interesting that they added that. It's very helpful. You just look in here and You can see it. So we can use the obligation, force them into our customs union. That's what we're going to do. And then I think we'll ally with them as well. I don't see any reason not to. Like, let's protect them just in case the Ottomans kind of get jumpy here. We could just do a defensive pact with them too. I like the idea of them joining our wars though, so let's go and do that. Although this could result in them trying to force us into war with the Ottomans. That's something to consider, I suppose. Yeah, we'll use some of that influence that we have there. Ally with the Greeks. Kind of help them out. We can take a look at other potential allies as well. We can get another interest. Maybe go further south in Africa, though I don't know if we'll colonize here right now. I'm kind of working on this area first. I don't know if we want to go into the Congo. Might just focus on this in North Africa. Try and get all this connected here if we can. Maybe take the British territory that they have there and whoever else settles down here. Yeah, we could claim this as an interest. Yeah, I feel like that's where we'll do it. Let's do that. And let's establish colonies in this area as well. I could do here, but that just kind of looks weird. Let's wait to do that. There's nobody else that can colonize here right now. And it's all desert. I mean, there's nothing there exciting. But yeah, I didn't do what I came in here to do, which I wanted to look to see if there's any potential alliances that we could do. No. Nobody's willing to ally with us. Okay. Felt like it was worth checking. Because like I said, I think the Russians would be a natural ally for us. And Austria wants a trade agreement. That's a no. Supposed to get Louis' opinion with the Papal States. Why not? But unfortunately, we are going to have to end the episode here. We got through about 3 years or so. Almost 3 years. And making good progress here, building up our economy and getting some tax research. But not succeeding here with getting the Bonapartes in power. Unfortunately, that hasn't been going quite the way I would like. We might need to, I don't know, man. Is there anything we can do? Because obviously, we can convert him. But yeah, we need to get more people because I think it takes us faster. I'm not totally sure what we could do. Can we exile this guy? I guess he's in government, so probably not. And you might only be able to exile agitators anyway. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, unfortunately, well, that's not going the way I'd like. And that cooldown's really restrictive. Now, Louis Napoleon did not come to power until 1848, historically, and that was after the king was, well, he abdicated, but was essentially overthrown. He didn't want to abdicate. And then they had a presidential republic, and then Napoleon III was elected as president in 1848. So, we got plenty of time if we want to get it around the historical day, but I was kind of hoping to do it a little bit earlier. So he'd be a younger guy when he came to power. Now, I know for a fact that he can be an agitator as well. And weirdly, he can be an agitator while he's also leading France. So clearly there's some bugs there. You shouldn't have two characters because he's two separate characters. He's like the leader of France, and I saw him as the agitator at the same time. So game's clearly not checking if that character already exists and is already in another role. But once he becomes an agitator, we can make use of him there as well. That'd be another way to get him into power and to force certain laws. I want to say he can do the autocracy law. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this first episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. If you're looking for anything to watch, check out the front page of our channel. We got a ton of videos all sorted by genre. We've done 2 Victoria series so far. Again, that was as the USA and as Japan, so very different campaign from what this one is going to be. This one will have a lot more warfare and colonization, a lot more diplomacy, great power politics. So yeah, it's going to be quite different from the previous 2. But I do play most of the Paradox games. We play Hearts of Iron 4. We just did a Solar series. That was the first one we've done in a while. And then also CK3, which we have that Crusader Kings 3 series going right now as a character in Toulouse. We're playing as the Toulouse Dynasty. That's a roleplay series. Been pretty fun. So if you like CK3, maybe go check that out. If you're looking for any links, check out the description of any of our videos. Found links to our PayPal, Patreon, and Teespring store. If you'd like to help support the channel, you also find a link to our Discord if you'd like to join our community. And finally, you find links to all of our social media if you'd like to follow us on those. So do hope to see you guys on the next episode, and thanks for watching.